In this video, we will reinstall our hand wheel back onto the Singer Featherweight. So to start, let's go over the parts we need. Not that many. You need your hand wheel, the stop motion knob, the washer, and the screw for the stop motion knob. Now, before we put this hand wheel back on, I want to just remind you of a couple things you should have done. Besides polishing up the paint on the hand wheel, I really hope that you use something like this Brillo pad here to clean the end of the shaft where our hand wheel is going to slide on, as well as inside. Trust me, that makes a huge difference as far as how easily this is going to slide on. Now what you'll want to do is just oil this up really well. And you can drop the oil on with a dropper, you can use a paintbrush, doesn't really matter. But get oil both inside the hand wheel and on the shaft sticking out. Then you're just going to slide it on. And if you cleaned this properly, you should not have any issues sliding that hand wheel on. If it's snug, if you feel like you're really just pushing it on, then try cleaning it out, wipe it down with some oil and a rag, clean off all of the residue that might be on there after you cleaned it, and then try putting it on again. Now, for the next part, let's flip this up on its nose. Now, the reason why we want to put this up on its nose is I think it's easier to put this washer on without it falling off, which can be a little bit irritating. So let's look at the washer for just a minute. Do you see how there are these two little points on the inside of the washer? They actually are sort of raised up. They come up on one side, and you'll have to look and feel with your fingers. You want that raised up like a little prong to come out towards you, not away from you. So when you set it on, you're going to find the two little grooves here in the hand wheel shaft, and you're going to set it on just like that. Now, when you spin on your stop motion knob, that washer is not going to fall off. Now we have a screw that we need to add on, but what I want you to do before you do that is, I'm making sure it's tight. I'm holding the counterbalance and the nose still so I can get a good grip on this and make sure that it's nice and snug. Now, I don't know if I can show you this, but I want you to look under your stop motion knob. You can see one of those little outside prongs on the washer. It's right in there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I can see it. If I look at that and I look at where the hole is on my stop motion knob, I can tell when I put that screw in this hole, it's going to hit that little prong that's sticking out. So I need to take this off and spin that washer around halfway and then screw this back on. So I'm just taking it off. I'm going to pick up my washer and I'm going to do a half spin like that, set it back on, holding the counterbalance still inside the nose so I can turn and screw the stop motion knob on all the way. It's nice and tight. Now I'm going to look again, and I do not see any of those prongs in the way of the hole here. So now I can tighten down this screw, and I'll show you in a moment why you need it to be that way. And you can oil the threads on this screw, and you can even put a little coating of oil on the washer as well. Snug that up. Now, let me flip this back over. So the hand wheel's on. It spins freely. I have the stop motion knob turned all the way as far as it will go clockwise. When I spin it, I can see the gears moving up inside the top of the machine. And it really spins nicely. It's not catching. That's all nice and clean. I want to check and make sure that my stop motion feature engages now. So I'm going to hold my hand wheel, grip it with my hand so it doesn't spin. I'm going to grab my stop motion knob and I'm going to turn counterclockwise as far as I can. And then I'm going to spin my hand wheel and see if I have any movement in the upper part of the machine. I do see a little bit. Now, you should not see any movement whenever you do this. When the stop motion feature is engaged, now it's on. It's not engaged, but when it's engaged all the way to the left, and I'm still getting some spinning, and I think I know why. Okay, so I fixed my problem. I have the stop motion engaged. I don't have movement. I'm not holding the counterbalance down. You see that? Tighten it back down. Spins inside. Loosen it back up. No movement. Okay. What did I do? Well, do you remember at the beginning of the video when I said I hope that you cleaned the inside of your hand wheel and the end of the shaft with a little scrubby? That's all I needed to do. I actually went over it with this, and then I went over with overkill, 1,000 grit sandpaper and then 3,000 grit sandpaper, and I just kept polishing that up. I would put the hand wheel on without the knob, and I would just spin it and see if I was getting movement. There was just enough gunk, you can see, and grime in there that it was rough enough. There was enough friction that I was not getting that stop motion that I should get when I've engaged the stop motion feature. So that is why it's important that you clean that. Even if you're just servicing your machine, you remove your hand wheel, clean up the end of that shaft really well, and put it back together. So that is how you reinstall the hand wheel onto your sewing machine. And what we will do next is we will go ahead and reassemble the hook and put it back onto the shaft right here. So this is going to start going pretty fast. I hope you are ready and you're getting excited to start sewing again. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.